Hi everyone! Welcome to my first ever live here in Facebook. So thank you first of all for giving me this opportunity to talk about my passion, and that is mental health here in the Philippines. Oops, sorry. Ayan. Okay, so thank you again for giving me this opportunity to talk about mental health here in the Philippines. So welcome. You can comment and share this to your friends kasi nasa ko na siya in public. So baka kanina hindi nyo ma-share pero ngayon okay na. So first, let me introduce myself. So alam ko naman that most of you know me bilang friends ko kasi sa Facebook, but only a few people know about what I am doing professionally. So I'm a registered psychologist, which means I am licensed to administer, score, and interpret psychological tests. So yung mga intelligence test or achievement test na tinake nyo in school, or yung mga sa employment and also sa health setting, yun yung mga ginagawa ko. And I'm also a life coach at Every Nation Campus Imus. So hello sa mga from ENC na nanonood ngayon. Thank you for watching. I'm also a psychologist intern at St. Clair's Medical Center. In the hospital, we have an average of 10 to 15 na mga patients na naka-confine because of mental health disorders. For a while, I was also a training assistant in Cherry Mobile. So yes, nag-HR din ako. Hello sa mga nanonood na from Cherry Mobile. And of course, I was a specialist at mental health systems that was in San Diego, California. I'm trained and certified to do mental health first aid and also as a peer support specialist. So enough of that. Ngayon yung pag-uusapan natin ay itong mga bagay na to. This week I posted and I asked for your opinion. Ano sa tingin niyo yung mga tungkol sa mental health na gusto niyong pag-usapan? And marami akong iba't ibang responses na nakuha. Unfortunately, hindi ko siya matackle in one sitting. So, hindi enough yung isang live unless willing tayo maging 1 to 2 hours to. Pero I don't like it to be like that. So, nagkaroon lang ako ng outline ng general overview of mental health here in the Philippines. So, I'm gonna talk about the myth and facts about mental health. Although it's 2020 na, marami pa rin tayong misconceptions when it comes to mental health, especially here in the Philippines. So we're going to talk about that. And then next, I'm going to talk about how do people develop mental health disorders. So ano ba yung mga factors that can lead to develop mental health disorders? Dapat ba meron kang traumang pinagdaanan, or yung mga nagda-drugs lang ba? Sila lang ba yung nagkakaroon ng mental health disorders? We're going to talk about that. And of course, I'm going to talk about recovery and the resources we have here in the Philippines. Lastly, magkakaroon tayo ng Q&A portion, and if I have time, I'm gonna look over sa comment section to answer some of them live. Pero kung hindi, let's reserve it for the next live sessions kung magkakaroon man. Okay? So, bakit nga ba ako nag-live tungkol dito sa mental health? Bakit ba kailangan natin pag-usapan yung mental health here in the Philippines? Gaano ba siya ka-importante? So, here are the 4 reasons I can think of bakit natin kailangan itong pag-usapan. So, una sa lahat, it's that many people are not well informed, diba? Unless you went to college and nagkaroon ka ng general psychology na subject, not a lot of people know about this. Even, diba sa school, hindi siya dinidiscuss in elementary and high school, kahit na meron tayong health subject. Bihira mapag-usapan. Some of us, we don't even know what yung mga mental health disorders, diba? So, not a lot of people are well informed. And sometimes even in the medical setting, yung mga nurses or yung doctors na iba yung specialization, they don't know how to respond or the resources we have. That's why yung mga tao, hindi rin natin alam kung paano mag-respond kapag meron tayong kakilala or tayo mismo nakaka-experience ng mental health crisis. Hindi natin alam sino dapat nating tawagan or saan tayo dapat pumunta kasi there is a lack of education about mental health here in the Philippines. And the third reason is that professional help is not always on hand or accessible. Sadly, here in the Philippines, expensive talaga yung mental health care. Yung mga mental health facilities, hindi siya ganun ka-accessible. Yung mga psychologists, psychiatrists, hindi alam ng mga tao kung saan pupunta. Hindi alam ng mga tao kung sino yung mga kukontakin. Kaya dapat natin tong mapag-usapan. And Lastly, people with mental health problems often do not seek help. Out of the 100% ng mga tao merong mental health crisis, 70% of them don't go to professionals. Maraming rason. It's because, one, maybe they don't recognize na meron silang pinagdadaanan. Second is because baka merong stigma katulad ng bansa natin. Marami pa tayong stigma when it comes to mental health. Or because expensive. So, yung mga taong may mental health disorders, hindi sila nagsisik ng help. And it is very important na alam natin yung mga ganito para kapag meron tayong kasama sa bahay, kasama sa school, or sa workplace natin na nakaka-experience ng mental health crisis, we can respond kasi meron tayong education or information about this. Yung unang myth and na pag-uusapan natin and fact that I have here is that mental health disorders are not common. So ito yung usually iniisip ng mga tao na hindi naman common yan bihira lang magkaroon ng mental health disorder. Siguro yung mga nagkaroon lang ng trauma or yung mga na-rape or yung mga merong substance use disorder, sila lang yung merong depression, di yan. Kasi lalo na tayong mga Filipinos, we are in denial when it comes to this matter. 'Di ba? Hindi siya pinag-uusapan sa bahay. Hindi siya yung tipong kapag ka nafe-feel mo na nade-depress ka, you go to your parent and say na, "Ma, feeling ko may depression ako," or "Ma, feeling ko may bipolar ako," or "Ma, I feel the urge na mag-self-harm, maglaslas, and gusto ko na mag-suicide." Hindi natin pinag-uusapan yung mga ganitong bagay. Pero the reality is, it's very common. It's very, very common. Study says that 1 in 10 people are diagnosed with a mental health disorder worldwide. Imagine if 10 kayo sa bahay, one of you could statistically have a mental health disorder. Or kung 30 kayo sa classroom, 3 sa inyo could have a mental health disorder. In the Philippines here, 10% of male and 11% female Filipinos have a mental health disorder. So imagine, sa buong Pilipinas, 10% or 11% has a mental health disorders. It's common. And the thing is, only 0.3% per 100,000 people ang psychologists and psychiatrists. So it's to assume na yung 10% at 11%, hindi lang yan yun. Kasi konti lang yung mga professionals that diagnose and treat these individuals. So baka merong mga tao, mas marami pang tao, yung merong mental health disorders, pero hindi lang sila na-diagnose, hindi lang sila na-identify. So it's important that we know about these things. Another is suicide happens without warning. In the past few years, meron tayong mga nabalitaan ng mga sikat at kilalang mga tao that completed suicide, mga artista, mga singer ng banda, and ito lang yung mga napupunta sa balita kasi ito yung mga kilalang tao. Pero marami pa rin suicide in De La Salle, Dasma, where I graduated. In my 4 years there, 3 suicide yung nangyari na nabalitaan ko with my schoolmates. So imagine, it's very common. And ang common myth is that suicide happens without warning, na bigla na lang, nagulat na lang kami, nagpakamatay siya, hindi namin namalayan, masayahin naman siya, lagi siyang nakatawa, or nakikita ko pa nga siya nung last week, nagulat kami lahat, biglang nagpamatay. But do you know, studies reveal that a person who is suicidal generally gives many clues. According to studies and researchers, bago mag-commit ng suicide ang isang tao, maraming mga symptoms, maraming mga signals at messages na sinesend ang isang tao bago siya dumating sa punto na mag-commit ng suicide. That's why it's very important that we talk about this, kasi it could literally mean life and death situation. And kung aware tayo dito sa mga symptoms or sa mga crises that other people experience, then we can prevent this from happening. That's why it's so important. Next is people diagnosed with mental health disorder, violent and dangerous. This is one of the many misconceptions, not only here in the Philippines, pero around the world, na kapag ka merong mental health disorder ng isang tao, nananakit siya or nakakatakot, baka pumatay ng tao, baka bigla na lang mag-amok or magwala. That is one of the most common myth. But the fact is, people with mental health disorders are often victims of violence. Kadalasan, sa mga merong mental health disorders, sila yung nakakaranas ng aggression from other people. Sila yung recipient ng aggression or violence mula sa ibang tao. Hindi yung sila yung perpetrator. You can look it up, yung statistics ng ating mga crimes, only a few of them has mental health disorders. Next is mental health disorders are products of weakness and character flaws. Especially here in the Philippines, madalas naisip natin yan. Kapag kami nagsabi sa'yo na, friend, alam mo, feeling ko nade-depress ako. Parang gusto ko nang mawala na lang. Parang ayoko nang mabuhay. Ay, yung common response natin is, ano ka ba? Iiyak mo lang yan. Or iinom mo lang yan. Or ano ka ba? Huwag mo masyadong isipin. Mawawala din yan. Episode lang yan. Or ngayon lang yan. Panandalian lang yan. Or mag-pray ka lang. Or marami tayong sinasabi when it comes to people na mayroong mental health disorders. Pero alam niyo sa tingin ko, kaya ganun yung response natin. It's because we don't know what to do. So hindi naman dahil judgmental tayo or hindi naman dahil wala tayong pakialam. Pero it's because hindi tayo educated on what's our response should be. So actually, mental health disorders are not products of weaknesses or character flaws. Pero ano siya, meron tayong tinatawag na biopsychosocial model of mental health illness. So this is my topic din papunta dun sa how do people develop mental health disorders? Paano ba nagkakaroon ng mental health disorders yung mga tao? Paano ba nagkakaroon ng depression? Paano ba nagkakaroon ng anxiety? So in itself, malawak kong topic yun. Maraming nagsasabi na scientist and psychologist kung ano yung dahilan, bakit nagkakaroon ng mental health disorders. And isa lang to sa mga models that we would look into. This is called the biopsychosocial model of mental health. So here in this model, it was proposed in the 90s. It's the model na scientists believe people develop mental health disorders. So meron siyang tatlong factors, the biological, social, and psychological. Na kapag ka merong disturbances or merong vulnerabilities ng isang tao sa tatlong areas na to, most likely at risk siya of developing a mental health disorder. So biological, for example, ito yung sa body natin. Anything na biological, anything na in the body. So, andito yung physical health mo, ano yung mga brain structure mo, ano yung mga neurotransmitters that you have, or mga chemical imbalances that you have. And then, of course, genetics. Genetics plays a very important role. So, kapag ka merong mental health disorder yung parent, for example, your mother or your father, you are also at risk. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na meron ka nitong mga bagay na to, meron ka na agad mental health disorder. Hindi. Kasi, combination siya of these three, yung social, psychological, and biological. So, for example, social, ito yung culture and values that we have. Ito yung mga relationships that you have. Childhood experiences, ito yan, yung mga bagay na yan. Or yung mga peer pressure, ano yung mga values ng family mo, ano yung mga values ng society that you have, ano yung acceptable for your community, ano yung mga circumstances ng family. It affects yung mental health natin. And for example, if biological and social, pinaghalo siya, doon nagkakaroon ng drug effects. For example, kasi drugs, it affects us biologically and also socially. Kasi yung mga mayroong substance use disorders, very common na naaapektuhan is the family. So kapag ka merong substance use ang isang tao, naapektuhan yung social aspect and also yung biological. Pero hindi lang yan, yung psychological, kasama din doon. So ito na yung kamusta yung self-esteem mo, kamusta yung identity mo, paano ka mag-cope, kamusta yung resilience mo. Ito yung mga bagay na internal, yung mga intra-psychic mo na capabilities. Lahat yan, kapag pinagmasa, yun ang kino-consider na factors affecting your mental health. So, ang tinatawag natin dyan is at risk. So, kapag merong tao na at risk for mental health, ibig sabihin, meron siyang pinagdadaanan biologically, socially, and psychologically. For example, ang isang babae nakakapanganak lang, meron siyang at risk siya for postpartum depression. For example, biological, syempre, ang hormones ng isang babaeng kakapanganak lang, it's all over the place. Kasi, ang daming chemicals na pinagdaanan ng body niya. Then socially, lang ron transformation sa family structure, whether it's positive or negative, di ba? Then psychological, kung ano yung naiisip niya, ano yung coping niya, ano yung self-esteem niya, feeling niya ba kaya niya maging nanay, and that's why it affects yung mental health niya, which could be postpartum depression. So, isa itong biopsychosocial model of mental health na ginagamit ng mga professionals to see kung ano yung mga factors na naka-apekto, bakit naka-develop ng mental health disorder ang isang tao. So, if you want, you can check your social influences, your psychological, and your biological. That's why kahit na pareho yung pinagdaanan ng dalawang tao, hindi ibig sabihin nun na pareho din silang magkakaroon ng mental health disorders. So now that we talked about this biopsychosocial model of mental health, syempre we're gonna talk about recovery. Okay, ito din isa sa mga misconceptions na gumagaling ka pa ba kapag nabaliw ka na? So first of all, baliw is not a psychological term, okay? Wala pong ibig sabihin yung term na baliw. We don't call people baliw kasi wala naman pong ganun. Yung mga may depression, mga may schizophrenia, they're not baliw, okay? And studies have shown that people with mental health disorders can lead full lives and be contributing members of society. So yung sinite ko po dito na study by Kitchener and Jorn, this is just in 2015. So ang ginawa po nila sa experiment nila or sa study nila is that they followed people with mental health disorders for 30 years. So imagine, 30 years study po ito. So simula nung na-diagnose sila hanggang sa 30 years span, sinundan nila kung ano kaya yung mga mangyayari sa kanila. Pwede pa ba kayang mag-improve yung symptoms nila, gumaling? And they found out, they concluded that people with mental health disorders, pwede silang magkaroon ng fulfilling lives at pwede silang maging importante sa society. And totoo po yan na pwede kang magkaroon ng masayang pamilya, pwede kang magkaroon ng maayos na trabaho at career kahit na meron kang mental health disorder, kahit na meron kang depression or meron kang bipolar disorder. Yes, you can live a fulfilling life. And isa po sa trabaho ko dati sa mental health system sa San Diego, California is yung mga kliyente po namin or mga patients namin, they seek out employment. So ako, tinutulungan ko sila na magkaroon ng trabaho as part of their recovery kasi it is possible. I've seen it firsthand. So, ayun po. Actually, yung mga tao na to na kilala nating lahat. So, naglagay ako dito ng 3 personalities that we all know that sila rin mismo naka-experience na mental health crisis. So, first is si Demi Lovato. Siya yung kumanta ng Skyscraper. So, hindi ko na isa-sample kasi wag na lang. Anyway, eto. So, si Demi Lovato, sabi niya dito, she's diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Sabi niya, bipolar disorder may be a part of my life, but it isn't who I am. So, yes, parte ng buhay ko, pero hindi yun yung kabuuan ng ako. As we know, she's known globally, di ba? Sa buong mundo, kilala si Demi Lovato. And then si Nadine Lustre, very close to our hearts, di ba? Si Nadine Lustre mismo, did you know she experienced a mental health crisis nung yung kapatid niya, yung younger brother niya, ay nag-commit ng suicide. So yung sabi niya dito, it may come as a surprise to you, but I have struggled with depression way back and still am to this day. If you ever hit rock bottom, don't be ashamed of opening up to your loved ones. So siya din mismo, napakaganda, napaka-successful na actress, but she also suffered from depression. And lastly, si Prince Harry. Ito grabe, isa na siyang prinsipe. Pero hindi ibig sabihin na exempted siya for this vulnerability. So sabi dito, actually all of a sudden, all of this grief that I have never processed started to come to the forefront, and I was like, there's actually a lot of stuff here that I need to deal with. So siya kasi nung nag-suffer siya for 30 years because of the death of Princess Diana yata. Oo. So, eto mismo, they are living proof na yung mga tao mayroong mental health disorders, they can live full lives na hindi end of the world na magkaroon ka ng mental health disorders. So, dapat i-stop na rin natin i-treat yung mental health orders as a life sentence na para bang wala ka ng pag-asa kapag naka-develop ka ng mental health disorder kasi it's possible. So, ayun. Next is here, I'm going to talk about the resources available for Filipinos. So as much as recovery is possible, I also recognize that it is a difficult process. So sometimes it's long and it's hard talaga na maka-recover from a mental health crisis. That's why I've put in here 4 resources available for Filipinos. And ayan, hi Aljon. Ayan, so ayan, I put in here 4 resources and I'm going to, ayan, papalaki. So, first is MHAscreening.org. Although this is from Mental Health America, available naman siya online for Filipinos. So, the thing here is, yung hindi ka makakapag-start mag-recover at hindi ka makakapag-start na mag-seek ng help if you don't know kung may diagnosis ka ba or if you don't know if may mental health crisis ba. So, itong Mental Health America Screening.org, ano siya, isa siyang screening tool. So, para siyang survey na pasasagutin ka ng mga nararanasan mo, mga symptoms or signs and symptoms na na-experience mo, and then i-evaluate niya if possible that you are suffering from a mental health disorder. Pero I want to emphasize this is not a diagnosis. So wag niyo pong isipin na kapag kunyari nagsagot kayo dyan, merong lumabas high in depression. Ibig sabihin, oh my God, may clinical depression na ako. So no, this is not a diagnosis. Ang makakapagbigay lang po ng diagnosis ay ang inyong psychologist and psychiatrist. Wala na pong iba. And it's hard if we self-diagnose kasi mag-self-treatment na rin tayo pag ganun. Pero kadalasan mali po yung mga ginagawa natin na akala natin makakatulong in our mental health. So, it's just a tool to start a conversation with your doctor. So you can open it up na I've seen in this screening na meron akong vulnerabilities, meron akong mga at risk ako sa ganito. So can you please recommend me sa isang psychologist and psychiatrist? So speaking of that, meron po rin akong nilagay dyan na webline.com/mental-health. So ito po yung listahan ng mental health care facilities here in the Philippines. So ayan yung mga clinics, ito yung mga ospital na merong mental health services in the whole Philippines. So karamihan ngayon ng mga facilities natin is concentrated in Metro Manila. Pero meron pa naman po ilang provinces natin like in Davao and Cebu. Meron din po and sa iba't iba pang mga cities. Kaya lang karamihan talaga nasa Philippines. Nasa Metro Manila, sorry. And karamihan sa kanila, mas marami yung private hospitals na, clinics, facilities natin for mental health care. Pero meron po din tayong mga public. So here in the Philippines, top of mind that I can think of is PGH. Nag-offer po sila ng free mental health care. Punta lang kayo, Ward 7. And then also sa National Center for Mental Health, meron tayong hospital na specific for mental health. Pero yun nga lang mas individualized and mas marami yung time nung pagka-private clinics. And it's per session, it's ranging from 2,000 and up. So, yun po. Okay, mobile app. So, ito nilagay ko din dito yung mga applications natin sa phone na pwede natin gamitin as a resource para sa mga mental health crisis that we experience. So, isa na dyan yung Calm Harm. So, screenshot nyo na lang tong part na to ng session natin para later on ma-download yung mga applications na to. So, yung Calm Harm, it's specific for self-injury or yung pagkakaroon natin ng mga paglaslas or heart tendencies. Meron silang mga list of activities and mga techniques on how to manage your symptoms ng self-harming. And then meron din ditong breathe to relax. So we know that breathing exercises is hard. Minsan parang ang hirap niyang sundin kapag tinignan mo sa YouTube. So itong Breathe to Relax, maganda siyang app kasi matutulungan ka niyang mag-breathing exercise kapag nakakaranas ka ng anxiety or panic attacks or depression. Ayan. And then, meron dito Shift BT. So, meron dyan na CBT is Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. So, meron po dyan yung tungkol sa mga mindsets, meron dyan yung mga tungkol sa kung ano yung mga automatic thoughts mo para mas maging aware ka. And then, of course, PTSD coach. Ito yung para sa mga merong post-traumatic stress disorder. That's why it's really important na makapag-screening tayo and we get to talk to a professional para mas mamit natin ng tama yung mga resources na meron po tayo. And then lastly, seminars and events. So yung mga seminars and events natin, marami actually nag-offer ng mga events for mental health. Katulad nito, yung pagla-live ko ngayon, it's a resource and we should take an opportunity to be informed about these things. Pero yung nilagay ko po dito, Psychological Association of the Philippines. Ito yung government body natin na nag-handle ng psychology side. So sila yung nagbibigay ng mga events, sila yung nagbibigay ng seminars, meron din silang listahan ng mga psychologists, psychiatrists, ayun. Okay, so now we've gone down to the last part of our session. So this is the Q&A part. And meron mga nag-comment sa inyo and nakikita ko mga comments nyo. Pero I've prepared something actually dito sa Q&A part. Nung nag-post ako this week, nagtanong ako ng mga questions that you have. Isa sa pressing issue, isa sa pinaka-common na tinanong sa akin is, paano ba aalagaan yung mental health natin ngayong stressful na pandemic, ngayong COVID-19 na naka-quarantine tayo, nung gagawin ko kasi na-anxious na ako sa pangit ng balita or hindi ko na alam kung ano yung mga mangyayari in the future. So, paano yung mental health care natin? So, marami tayong makikita dyan, mga self-care tips natin in the internet o mag-face mask ka or mag-TikTok ka. Okay, so maraming mga mental health care tips, pero I've put together top 3 na according to literature ay nakakatulong sa ating mental health care, okay? So here is the top 3. First is get moving. So, totoo po yun, yung sinasabi ng mga tao na you get happier kapag ka nag-exercise ka or nagiging active ka. That's true. Kasi kapag marami pong movement, yung physical body natin, it increases yung mga neurotransmitters natin responsible for happiness. So, get moving. Pero ang best part po nito is hindi naman kailangan na nasa gym ka or hindi naman kailangan na mag-push up ka kung hindi ka nagpo-push up, di ba? Any type of movement, maglinis ka ng bahay, magsayaw ka, makipaghabulan ka sa mga fur babies mo, just get moving. Kasi kung nakahiga lang po tayo maghapon na nagtitingin ng phone natin, nag-Facebook, wala tayong bang ginagawa, wala ding movement yung katawan natin. And it's important for mental health na napapangalagaan natin yung katawan natin. So, kapag may movement tayo, marami po yung na-activate na good things sa body natin, and that includes our mental health. And then, next is express gratitude. You know, it's interesting kasi research says that one of the most contributing factors for our overall happiness is how much gratitude you show. So, hindi po yung kung ilan yung nare-receive mong appreciation sa ibang tao, or hindi yung kung ilan yung nare-receive mong papuri or praises from other people, but it's actually yung binibigay mong gratitude sa ibang tao. So, pwedeng just write a letter from someone na na-appreciate mo, or message that someone, or call that someone and tell them na, uy, alam mo, naalala ko lang yung time na you did this for me and gusto ko lang sabihin sa'yo na maraming salamat. And you know, it will not only affect the person that you talk to, pero ikaw din mismo. It has a very good effect din sa mental health natin. And lastly is spirituality. You know, research has found that spiritual practices like reading the Bible or your Quran or meditation or praying, nagdi-decrease siya ng stress neurotransmitters natin, and it lowers up to 22% of risk of depression and other mental health disorders. So, and also spirituality is used by 80% of population of the whole world to cope. So it's very good kasi hindi lang po yung sa internal natin yung nag-i-improve, pero also the community formed during these practices or these activities is also very helpful for many people. So right now, gusto ko kayong i-challenge. So dapat meron tayong mapulot dito sa talk na to, meron tayong ma-apply. So hindi lang basta information, pero meron tayong application. So right now in this pandemic, in this quarantine, I encourage you to apply any of the three. So get moving, express gratitude or spirituality. Just do one of these three and then post it and tag me, para mental health care in this pandemic. Just do kunyari, general cleaning of the house or mga love letter or connect with God, connect with the church, diba? So just do any of these three and then I would be very happy to see kung how are we taking care of our mental health during this pandemic. Ayan. So thank you. Ayan yung mga sources. Just in case, marami akong mga colleagues and classmates na nanonood ngayon. So ayan. Baka may gustong tumingin ng RRL ko, fact check, ayan. So, ayan yung mga sources that I have, okay? So, ngayon, it's just 34 minutes nung nag-live ako, nakakatawa naman, I'm on time. So, titingnan ko yung iba sa mga comment section dito, yung mga comment na questions. So, meron akong nakita kanina, sabi niya, wait lang. Watching from Imo City. Sabi niya dito, ibig sabihin po ba posibleng mapasa yung disorder through genes? Yes, totoo po yan. Pwede po mapasa yung mga disorder through genes, especially kung mother or father natin yung merong mental health disorder. It's very likely na mapasa siya. Pero as I have said a while ago dun sa biopsychosocial model, hindi lang yun yung factor na kinoconsider natin when it comes to developing mental health disorders. Meron ding social, psychological. Actually, merong researches ngayon na sinasabi, even the spiritual aspect, ganun siya ka-important na naaapektuhan niya rin yung mental health natin. So yes, posibleng mapasa ang disorder through genes. So, pero don't be sad naman. Kasi there's hope, diba? Recovery is possible. Ito pa, sabi, matagal pa ang treatment ng mental health disorders. Now, this depends sa severity ng mental health disorder. Actually, meron din niyang stages. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3, and Stage 4 of mental health disorder. So yung Stage 1, ito yung at risk ka pa lang. Wala ka pang mental health disorder, pero possible na magkaroon ka. So yung Stage 2, nagpapakita na ng symptoms. Stage 3, ito na yung meron ka ng diagnose ka na of mental health disorder. And Stage 4, yung ulit siya. So, pinakamatagal syempre yung recovery para or treatment para sa mga stage 4, pero still recovery is possible. Yun nga lang, ang challenge dito is dating sa medication. Konti pa lang yung mga medication natin when it comes to mental health. So hindi pa siya masyadong specific kasi maraming ang factors, hindi lang biological. Unlike, for example, diabetes. So, alam na agad natin, yung sugar level, ganito. So, gagawa tayo ng insulin para bumaba yung sugar level. When it comes to psychology, it's different. So, yung taong mayroong depression or yung na depression for person A and person B, pwedeng magkaiba. Magkaiba ng combination ng mga chemicals na meron. So, hindi yung gamot na available ngayon for depression pwedeng effective for person A pero hindi for person B. And also, idadagdag pa natin yung challenge na merong mga factors na hindi kayang i-address ng medication, like yung social and psychological. Kaya nga, it works best kung meron kang psychiatrist at meron kang psychologist para hindi lang yung biological yung maa-address. So, totoo po yun na medyo matagal para sa iba yung mental health disorders. Pero hindi naman merong mga resources available for that. Okay? So, kaya kapag meron na tayong na-experience na parang stage 1 pa lang or stage 2 pa lang go talk to a professional na agad. Wag na natin hintayin na lifetime recurring na yung ano natin, yung mental health disorders or challenges na i-experience. So, ayun. I think that's all for our live session today. So, hindi ko alam paano siya tatapusin. Yung pa ako ng awkward. Ayan. So, maraming salamat sa mga nanood and I look forward for our next sessions. I look forward for another topic. Actually, habang ginagawa ko to, parang napansin ko na ang dami palang pwedeng pag-usapan. Like, for example, depression and suicide. Do you think you would be interested to watch a live session about that? As I have told you a while ago, diba, na I am a certified mental health first aider. So I'd like to discuss ano ba yung mga signs and symptoms of a person that would commit or contemplating about committing suicide. So maganda mapag-usapan yan that we catch it and we can see kung ano yung mga pwede nating gawin, di ba? So I'd like to prepare for that and I hope na on my next live sessions nandun pa rin kayo. Okay? Thank you everyone, and have a great mental health this quarantine. Bye.